Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, we are playing some Gran Turismo 7. Now, the last time I made a Gran Turismo video was about 3 years ago. The last Gran Turismo video was 3 years ago. Quite a long time ago. But, we'll get to watch this racing. Okay, no, we probably won't. Anyway, so daily races, A, B or C. I think we'll be choosing B, just checking what that credit thing was about. But yeah, so GR3 race B on Michelin Raceway at Road Atlanta. So choosing the car, I believe I end up going with the BMW M6. Very, I think, solid choice to be fair. Racing mediums. I don't think it rains in this event at all, no matter when you play it. So I think the wet tires are kind of irrelevant. But yeah, so onto the qualifying laps. I think I do 4 in total. So I'll show you a couple of them and then just skip through the others that aren't particularly interesting. So onto lap 1. It's obviously the first event of the day. So with this track, it is very fast. A lot of like swooping fast corners, and then obviously the little bit technical bits at the top of the track, and then kind of last sections with the left and right before the bridge. So over these sections here, just make sure you maintain as a lot of curb as possible within the track limits. And the thing with this car, it does for some reason have a tendency to snap oversteer like there. So, try and keep it smooth on the exit, half throttle, and smooth as possible. Make sure you hit your apexes unlike there. So, I thought obviously, rule 1 is to just actually hit apexes to be as fast as possible in the corner. So onto the main sort of straight before the big braking zone. Obviously we're traveling at significant speed, and I tend to brake on the first lined markers now, and then try and carry as much speed as possible whilst trying to be as smooth over this last section, because this section does punish you if you get on the throttle too early with the snap oversteer. So lap 2, not really anything interesting apart from catching up with the Ghost at the top of the section, making sure I hit the apexes. Although the Ghost is in front, but my Ghost limit is I think 250 of a second, so 2.5 hundredths of a second, I believe. So I'm onto a winner with a fast lap. Just got to make sure the last sections are pretty clean. So end of lap 2, onto lap 3. Wasn't a fast lap, so 120.6, but still consistent within the 120s. For some reason, I don't know how, I didn't get a deleted time. I thought I was way over, to be fair, of the track limits, but I guess I made it. So that section is pretty fun. Braking halfway onto the curb on the right to hit the left as fast as possible. So we're up to 0.281 seconds on my record. Now coming into the last sections, again make sure they're smooth as possible, unlike there, which was just a major oversteer. And 120.3, so definitely an improvement there. So lap 4 now of my qualifying. I believe I do just 4 laps, so I believe this is probably my fastest one. We'll find out at the end what the time was. I mean, that section there was not brilliant at all. I mean, that was very sloppy, very wide, too deep into the corner there. But result of that, I could be faster in this section. Well, I was faster in this section than my Ghost, so ahead of my Ghost at the moment, and 0.317 seconds up on my record. So definite, a really good improvement there. Making sure I hit the apex on this corner, and this tighter right-hander as well. Bit slow, bit sloppy there, but I mean, all in all, still ahead of my Ghost, which is the main thing, I guess. So yeah, onto the main straight here. It's got the big brake zone, and then the time section coming up as well. So we'll see how far in front I am of my personal record. 0.411. So we're looking at high 119s. Make sure again get these last 2 sections sweet. A little bit better, I guess. Still a bit of snap oversteer, but coming down to the last corner and then over the finish line with a time of 1:19.9. Now, where do I qualify? Second, which is brilliant. So 1:19.7 and then 1:20.0 for top 3. So the splits really quite close, to be fair. But let's jump into the race. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So immediately straight onto the back of player 1, trying to get the slipstream, trying to get to the corner before third. Don't want him, but he brakes too early, so it allows me to get more speed, allows me to get beside him. Now I believe he makes contact into me there. You sort of hear the dong that the cars make when they contact, but nothing really happens from then on. So onto the 2 right-handers. I've got a half a second lead in front, and I believe, yeah, so second place has got a penalty, and I am 1.5 seconds now at the bottom of the straight. So very comfortable at the moment, very good, very comfortable lead. Just got to remain cool, calm and collected. But as we notice now, the black BMW is now in second place, and who was originally second is now 5th. So something's obviously gone on there. But like I said, just trying to remain cool, calm and collected, just trying to keep the pace. I am now 3 seconds ahead on the near the end of lap 2 before the big braking zone. So comfortable lead, it's all going well. Can't really be asking for a better race. Obviously, coming up, we'll see if second place can get any closer. So again, end of lap 1, 3.3 seconds in front, which is a comfortable margin to have. Fast forward this, again a little bit slow on the first few corners, but nothing to really worry me. 2.5 seconds behind, so you know he's caught up by a second or so, but not too alarming. As long as he's not below a second, then that's what really matters with him catching with the slipstream. If he's below a second, obviously now entering lap 4 and back up to 3 seconds gap, so it's all good. And yeah, I sort of hit the grass, and now I'm mowing the lawn and smashing up posters, so great. He's definitely not going to be catching up, and now my tyres are dirty, so my car is just sliding. He's right on my tail. Oh no, this is such a disaster. Such a disaster. But with 0.8 seconds in front, going into this left-hander, he keeps flashing his lights, it's distracting. And on this straight, 0.5 seconds or so, or 0.5 seconds behind me. So he's got definitely caught up through that mistake of hitting the grass, which obviously isn't recommended at all. But at the bottom of this big braking zone, he is within half a second of me, so make sure I got to keep these tidy. He's very close if you look at the radar at the bottom right, and I guarantee he'll be flashing his lights. Yeah, there you go. Like, it just definitely does work, to be fair. So now lap 6, nothing really happened on lap 5, so lap 6, let's see what happens. Make sure I learn my mistake. He gets extremely close and makes the old bumpy noise, so he definitely made contact with me there, but literally on my tail. I got to make sure I got to defend my areas so he doesn't overtake, but I think he ran a little bit wide, and so did I. I got a 0.5 second track limit penalty, which is very infuriating. The Gran Turismo gods did me dirty right there. But for some reason, I didn't get a penalty there, so I don't really know where I stand in this game, to be fair. Anyway, so I've got to make sure I'm at least a second in front coming into the main straight here. So let's hope, and let's see if I do it. So 0.909. So yeah, I mean, by the time I get to it, yeah, 1 second in front. So they've got half a second lead, I guess you could say. So let's see where he gets to at the bottom of this big braking zone. So pretty much catching up right now. Half a second, 0.3, 0.2. It's flashing his lights, smashes me behind, and then I hit him. He runs wide. I cut on the inside. I mean, I'll let you guys decide if I should have given him position back, but I feel like it's fully justified. to be fair. So lap 6, you know, that's the end of that race. We'll then jump into the second one. So onto the second race now. Position 3 with a 119.9 again. Obviously the 2 in front. I believe second place was in the last race, so this should be quite an interesting race compared to the first. Now, obviously starting in position 3, we've got 2 Nissan GTRs, and you know they seem to be quite close to each other onto the first corner. And I believe coming to the second one, they have a little bit of a argy-bargy, don't know, contact was made there, so it allows me to kind of sneak past into second place. Now it's a bit of a battle there, and I mean, just wow, look at the chaos about to ensue from behind. So hopefully try and get away from the danger behind. I mean, the Porsche looks pretty quick coming out of that corner. Now 4 abreast, well not 4 abreast, but 4 coming into the 2 right-handers here. And again, the BMW gets taken out. So see you later. Now we'll take a look at the replay from the Porsche Gravedigger. So as you can see, my indicator's on. You know, people thinking, oh, he's going to let me pass, indicating left, but nope. So let's have a look at it from the perspective of the people behind. So we take it on with position 6, and you can see the Porsche just turned and yeah, just put him into the old barrier, to be fair. So great sportsmanship there. Great driver ratings in this lobby. So but fast forward onto the main straight, away from the chaos that was behind. Now 1.2 seconds behind the leader, who I believe was the leader in the last race, or if not, he was behind. No, he ended up being 5th, I believe. So obviously he's first. Less than a second between me and 3rd. Let's see if I can get away from 3rd at least, try and catch up with 1st. Again, he had a major bit of oversteer there, but it was all corrected, so all good. Now on to lap 2, and as you can see, penalty is definitely coming my way, just to see how long it will be. Definitely, yeah, half a second, so not really that great. But we'll fast forward down the main straight. Let's see what I can do with, you know, half a second penalty, and see where I can get to, at least onto the left, right at the end of the straight. So just over a second now going into these corners, so not too bad, I guess. I mean, Pants is doing pretty well in 3rd place now, but he's got Gravedigger behind. Now halfway through lap 3, and I've caught up to position 1. Now I'm 0.3 seconds behind. Hopefully the slipstream and good exit, which I don't think that was, can get me to position 1. So we'll fast forward again down the main straight. Let's see where I get to before the big break zone. He decides to defend. I don't know what I just did there, but let's see if there's any contact. Sounded like there was contact, but I didn't believe there was. A little bit of a drift on the way out, you know, show off kind of thing. Yeah. So lap 4. Now he's right on my tail, less than, well, 100th of a second behind me. He literally tailgating me at this point. So I've got to make sure that I am on point with my steering and my consecutive smoothness within the race. So we continue forward onto the left-hander, up on the curb, try and keep it smooth. He also runs wide, so let's see if he gets a penalty. I don't think he does. Again, he pushes me, well, punts me forward. He did get a penalty, but whether that was for the punt, I'm not really too sure. But that's kind of secure that he's got a 0.5 second penalty. So I think it should be kind of straightforward from here on out, but you never know with Gran Turismo races these days. So coming down off the main straight into the big brake zone, again, brake just before the first line marker on the road, on the track, sorry. I take these 2 corners smooth, and then coming down to the final corner to begin lap 5. So 1.7 seconds behind. Second place is, let's see, going into the first corner, pretty smooth. I mean, second and third, they're kind of having a close battle. Now we'll skip to halfway through lap 5 onto the, again, main straight. 1.4 seconds, so he's caught up a tiny bit. Now, lap 5, again, end of the main straight, going to the final corner, again, lap 6. Nothing really happens majorly. I believe I'm quite smooth and consistent throughout these sections in the first half of the lap. So he's 1.2 seconds, so he's catching up a little bit. Now we're coming on to the double right, onto the main straight, and he's just below a second when we get to the timed marker. And looks like second and third are really having a go. I wonder if there's going to be any positions lost or gained, which I don't think there will be. But overall, a very good clean race. A few funny moments, but yeah, that was a good set of races. Went from third to first, so 2 positions gained. Now time for the race replays to see what things we missed out on in the second race. So BMW just gets spinned off, just gets shoved off, but he, to be fair, shoved off these 2 players. So I think the BMW had enough and just went, nah, yeah, we'll just spin you out. So position, so Lamboff went to position 9. Now Gravedigger again, and well, I don't really know. I don't really know what even happened with a 3-second penalty. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, that is the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.